Hello, this is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated individual at the Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number. To accept charges and consent to this recorded call, press 1. To refuse charges, press 2. If you would like, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hi, honey.
I'm ready for a little bit.
You're supposed to agree a little? Okay.
Yeah.
I spoke to Dan, so I know he's trying to get in there. I know he wants to see you before he leaves, so he's working on it. It's not like he doesn't have the time yet, but he knows that's what he's working on. He's getting in there to see you. Okay. And so at least you'll get to see him this morning. And taking care of stuff.
Listen, you're better off taking the Xanax than getting yourself having a heart attack.
Yeah. But we did that. We did that. So
yeah.
We sound better than before, right? We did that.
Yeah, no, definitely. Trust me, I wish I could take it better.
I know. You just have to take deep breaths. That's all you can do. I get it.
They came by my room to check on me today, and then they heard it. I'm like, I want to get out of this. Like, they put me in this room for observation, but this room can make me crazy than like being in my own room. Yeah, it was like I can't. It's a mirror glass. So that mirror glass and a video camera in here, and it's like blind green walls with blood and shit on the ceiling. Literally, not like could figure it like.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
The pieces all over the place. It's like you're like in a box and you can't see out. The concrete box.
There's no outlet to see out at all. Nothing.
There's the cell door has 2 panes of mirrored glass. You just look at yourself.
Just look at yourself. You can't see out. Okay.
And then there's like a 3-inch wide pane of glass on the back wall that's frosted. You can tell if it's light or dark outside. Then you got the bright lights that they don't turn off, and you got the video camera here. It's actually like makes you go. At least I got my clothes on. Yeah, like no evidence of people on here they strip naked.
You have scrubs, or you have your clothes on?
What do you mean my clothes? My core clothes. This is my spine.
Okay. I didn't know if you meant your stuff with your core clothes. Okay.
No. They make you just easier to bring you back to the jail. They change off and you get the property.
Yeah.
Speaking of having, when Dan comes to the jail, I'm going to have him pick up my all my property here. I got the flip-flops and the shorts and the sweatshirt that I was arrested in, and 2 suits and that kind of stuff.
Did you want me to tell him that, or you're going to tell him when you're there? Maybe I should tell him ahead of time so he has, a little heads up as to what he needs when he's there.
Yeah. Might as well pick up all my property. Yeah, because otherwise I don't have to pick it up before I get transferred.
Right. Okay.
Otherwise they only hold it for like 60 days.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to make the best of what I can make the best of. And
say that again.
I'm going to make the best of what I can make the best of.
That's right.
I just literally.
I think you're in shock.
I'm kind of in shock. I've been less in shock of like in my own cell that I've been in for the last 13 months. But it's like changing the cell and then it's also like everything was going so good. like, I was feeling so positive. Everybody was saying everything positive, and like, and you know my initial thought was about going to a trial in Tallahassee was it's going to be a fucking joke. It's absolutely, and I had no idea how much media, and that's before I even knew how much media is attached to this case, social media, and how big of a case it's got. That was before all this. Yeah. Like, trust me, like, I don't have access to like what people have access to, but I know I wake up in the morning at 7:30 in the morning, and like this morning I have the radio listening to, and the guy talking about my case and legal experts on talking about things, talking about Appleman, talking about the whole case. Mentor lawyer is calling into the radio. I'm sitting by myself listening.
The comments after we testified, trust me, were all positive. All positive.
But you got to understand what I was sitting there, and I don't know the detail, but when I was sitting there and I saw her closing, I was just like, because of what she was doing, she was like,
but you know what? They decided before that. Before that.
No, I know that too, because when they came in Monday morning, none of the jurors looked at me. They would not make eye contact with me. Monday morning, they wouldn't make eye contact. But that's not a good sign. And like a couple of like even very, I mean, like it was just, I mean, I just my gut instinct about, you know, they say like follow your gut, at least be like. It's like, remember like when I had that having me like, no, he's fine. You know, it takes some time for the antibiotics to come in, and my gut was telling me like, no, this is so long, not the bed, or like, dude, he's dead, so like, he's dying, like there's something wrong with him. But I wanted to believe everything I was being told, because he was a vet. That was like, I'm not the best he was met with. And I'm like, no, I knew there was something wrong. But I was like, I wanted to believe that it wasn't what I was seeing before my eyes. And I thought I was doing everything. I kept asking the guy, listen, is there any chance in the world that he will die? Is there any chance in the world? No. It was just a spider bite. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. And I saw, and I swear to God, I saw something right there, but it struck him quickly. He yelled. And I was like, no, I couldn't have seen what I just saw, because Boss Officer went in the day that he got dead. And I was like, no, I couldn't have just seen that. That can't be impossible. That's all I thought. I just couldn't believe when I caught out of the corner of my eye. And the dude was, that's bullshit. See what that got me? And I knew there was like, I kept asking him. It's just the same kind of shit with this. Like I knew. I'm not saying I didn't know, I knew. And then I said, here, I'm like, it feels like the same thing, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Me too.
You know, it's like I knew, but it's like, who am I to know? Like, I knew. I had a gut instinct. I knew what I wanted to do. And like, I knew I should have done. And it was like, listen to what, like, I got some good advice, but I knew what I should have done. And I didn't do it. And now it really wasn't there, so too late. So what do I say? Maybe it's good that he died. It would honestly keep getting that much harder from being in here than out there. What else is going on?
Not much, Charlie. Not much.
No. I just need you to just stay strong, Charlie. You've been strong for a year and a half. I need you to keep it up. I really do.
Trust me, I am. I just, you don't understand. This is not like some case that didn't go well in Tallahassee. This is like the state capital, the place of law and order. This is everybody here is government or law enforcement. There's 9 separate law enforcement agencies in Tallahassee. 9 separate. I mean, you got the head of the Florida Highway Patrol, you got Tallahassee Police Department, you got the Capitol Police Department, you got the FBI, all the, FDLE, Sheriff's Office, County Jail. I mean, there's literally 9 separate agencies that are in Tallahassee. Police agencies. And that's my problem. It looks like a nice city when I drive around. It looks like a nice street, kind of mix of not too small town, not a big town by any means. That looks like a college town. I just think that
Dan said to tell you that he's heading there within the hour.
Okay.
So, but I did tell him about
my clothes.
Yeah, I said, Charlie asked you, where am I here? I don't know where I am. Charlie asked you to please pick up his property before you leave. And he said, of course, I'm heading there within the hour.
Okay. Let me say something. Yeah, I just talked to Bree for 30 minutes before I called you guys.
That's what you said.
But it's over the next couple days, I guess we'll talk and we'll figure out what to do with the number, what to do about a number of items and things.
Yeah, what I would like you to do is on those calls that you want to talk to me, he will get the information to us, but don't talk to me over the phone about any of that.
Yeah, no, I know, of course. I'll tell Dan and Dan will relay the message to you.
Exactly.
It's part of the dog and right. Kind of stuff and anything else.
Okay, perfect.
So it's,
anything that you want.
Anything that you can think of that you want or needs to be done or whatever, you have a couple of days. Just think about it and let us know what to do, or let Dan know what to do, and we'll follow it through.
Yeah, no, I'll make a list of things we'll probably get taken care of. And so I talked to Janice last night for less than 5 minutes. I just told her my parents are having a tough time, and that, probably later in the week, maybe by Friday or Saturday, I'll have them give you a call, touch base with, figure out what they're doing some things.
Right, you'll have a better idea then. That's right.
So it's funny. I love Wendi. He was a great dog, but I was in such a fucked up headspace when I got him.
I know.
I was so depressed with losing Enzo that should have been my sign. That should have been my big fucking flashing neon sign right there. But I still tried to make things work and get a new dog and honestly I was depressed with having him the first so much time, and then I had him a year and a half, and then I've been gone a year and a half. Exactly. I got him in August, and then I got him in October. So I had him for October to April. That's 6 months. plus a year, so I had him a year and 6 months. And then I've been gone a year and 6 months. So I've been gone now longer than I had him. I'm sort of trying to replace Enzo, but, you know, Enzo would have just made it harder. Sometimes you gotta, like, look at certain signs you get in life and just follow them, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, like, sometimes things happen and it's a sign and you're like, you know what? This is my sign. Next month, maybe take it worse or something. That's not trying to,
I know.
you know, go on ahead, talk. You know exactly what I'm saying. You gotta keep going ahead,
Right.
Get this new puppy dog, pretend like everything's okay, and like, when Enzo went, I should, you know.
I know what you should have said.
And no, it's just like, what do you hear about like that? I mean, look, it's funny, like when people die and you're in jail, it doesn't even seem real because you're not looking at photos of it. You don't like, you're not going to the funeral, you don't like talk to people. It's just kind of like, you just don't talk to them on the phone. But a lot of people I don't talk to on the phone, so it doesn't feel like everyone you don't talk to on the phone is dead. It just feels like they're alive and you're just not talking to them. You know, like in this past year, I mean, I can't fucking believe Buzz died. Like, I can't believe Anthony got sick at the very end, but like, can't believe Anthony's dead. Can't believe Buzz dead. Like, it's real, but it's not real, you know?
But it's not real. Yeah. Yeah.
Just like that, you know, you're not going to the funerals, you're not talking to people that know them, you're not seeing photos of them, you're removed from everything. Nothing feels real anymore. It really doesn't. I mean, you're just like in a concrete box. Telephone. And that's the only way I can describe it. Like, I've gotten outside like 4 times maybe in the last year and a half for 30 minutes. And like when you go outside, it's literally like you're inside a circle where there's like the size of maybe a basketball court and a half, and 60-foot high concrete walls all around you. So your eyes can't look further more than like 80 feet in front of you. You know, unless you look up at the sky, you don't see trees. It's just very weird. Like very, very weird. It's like being in this cell now, it's just like, I just wish that.
You're not going to stay with us until they straighten this out.
No, I'll get back into my cell and I'll feel good now.
Right.
Get to
whatever business you have to do.
That, and then I'll make my list of things I need to focus on, and I'm going to do that. I told Bree I don't want to say anything to Morgan for a long time.
No, you don't have to.
No, like a really long time.
Yeah, it's okay. That's what I'm sorry, let me shut the phone.
So it's just fucking amazing. My life was so good at one time. Like, I had like everything.
You know.
I mean, like literally, like I worked hard, set up perfect, and did everything right, and then it's like nothing was given to me. So it was out there, you know, pulling strings and helping me out. You know, it was all done by me.
Yep, it's true.
You know, I mean, none of it. You know, even every bit of it that went well, everyone would say, "Oh, your dad's a dentist," or You took over, your dad gave you his practice. I was like, no, I travel to these offices on my own. I don't even do the same thing my dad does. We do different things. You know? Just like, I think I'm still I'm like in a shock, and then I go from shock to reality to shock. I'm like, I just stupid. Oh my God. It's really open. And I know you can always second guess, but like, when your gut tells you something, your gut tells you something.
Yeah.
You know, and you listen to, you get advice. You know, at least if you go with your gut and it's wrong, you can blame yourself. You know, that's the one thing about following your gut instinct. Is that you got nobody else to blame but you.
No. You're right. That's always been right. Gotta get you out of there.
Please stay tuned.
No, I know.
You know what you have to do.
I know what I have to do, but I also just know the last 3 weeks have been like between, you know, meeting with lawyers and meeting with, you know, the whole process every day, and getting like, you know,
Totally
walking up
agree.
at 4 and walking up at 5 and dressing out and getting shackled, going up, you know, the whole process of being shackled for 3 hours before you get into the courtroom.
Nobody has any idea.
Then you got to walk with these shackles for 10 minutes to get downstairs to the cell they put you in. You're eating while you're shackled up. You're like this white bread with a slab of like peanut butter on it, and then they bring you back up to there, and you sit in the court, and you actually think that it's all going to be like, thought it was going to be a trial of evidence, like a trial of like what Dan was preparing me to think that's what we were dealing with.
That's right.
Like, this was
vigilante. This was not a real trial. We know exactly what this was.
It wasn't. I mean, like when I saw, let me tell you, when I saw that closing, I looked at Kate. And I was like, this is not good. Like I just knew, like when I saw that, what she was doing and what she was portraying and what she was saying, and it reminded me more of like a Dateline special being put out there for everybody, with like, you know, just like with her, you know, hometown Tallahassee delivery, you know, to the hometown Tallahassee crowd. You know, like, it was just like,
That's what she did. Heavy on the Southern accent, added that all in, that she doesn't usually have, but she added it in every little stretch.
She really laid it all thick, and the hometown girl brought it home. And like, you know, like, she really honestly, everything that they, you know, this is cut and paste, take a line out here, take a line out there, like, even to cut and paste from 50 hours of tapes, like, you could make anything look like anything you want it to look like.
Of course.
You know, and
Played games. They cheated, they lied, they played games.
You're quoting Wendi's book. Like, what in the world is Wendi's book? Like, you know, you're using like this highly educated lawyer writing this book to bash Tallahassee. You know, like, there'd be people that hate you just for that. That's like you think you're too good at this book.
I know.
Hey, I didn't write it. Yeah, I never even read that part of it. And I think I read a couple chapters, but I don't remember reading that. But it was like, you know, I think she like quoted Wendi to make it seem like I'm a fool. You know, like, oh look, even his own sister says, you know, like taking things out of context.
Yeah.
And it's like,
take anything out of context, you can make it sound ridiculous. That's what they did. Either a bunch of stupid jurors, or these people knew what they were going to do before they walked in.
Well, and they also got riled up by the hometown girl, and they had it all. It was like she made a TV production. Oh wait, I said TV again.
Well, don't say that's the code word.
I just said TV. Don't say that. Like they put it together. Anyway, just.
Anyone with a brain who looked at that knew better. Anyone. Not these people.
But now when you dumb it down like this, you're like, it's worse than this 3 times. It's got to be related.
Yeah.
What else could they be talking? What else? Like, wow. I mean, listen, the problem, too, is like, once you get the jury, like, this is one thing that Dan said to me. He's like, look, the jury doesn't have to like you.
Right.
And I used to always say, look, but if they fucking hate you on a personal level, that's a different story. And I always felt like that. Like, if the jury, if they hate you, they ain't going with you.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I know people have said, like, oh, you have to look at the law, look at what you're charged with, look at the evidence, and see if the state has proved it beyond a reasonable doubt. And then when she's describing, when the state's describing of, like, what beyond a reasonable doubt is, she, like, softened it up to be like, well, if you think he's guilty, then you vote this way. Like, okay, so if you think 51-49 guilty, then you vote guilty. If you think more guilty than not guilty, that's not beyond a reasonable doubt. Beyond a reasonable doubt is like, you know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, you know what happened. Not like he says landline. He called his parents' phone number from my cell phone to their home phone that they've had for 40 fucking years. Like, that's really odd. Yeah, it is odd. I would never call that number. Does it have anything to do with anything? No.
Nothing had to do. We all know that. None of what she said had anything to do with it. None of it.
When his book, the landline, the TV, the this, the that, like, none of it had anything to do with it. But it was all like, it was literally like on a 4th grade level, made for TV, sensational, cut and paste. How could you not see how simple it is? Like, but she was quoting people who fucking hate me or hate Wendi, who have a motive.
That's right.
Like I see them coming in, like, oh, look at what they're saying, who does that part says. Wow.
Anyone who saw Lacoste testified knew he was lying. He was twitching. He was turning red. He was talking beyond any question that was asked. The guy's a liar, a liar. Everybody knows.
Yeah, but when she sums it up in the summary, it wasn't him testifying. It was her putting the package together for him. And the package was Georgia Capital Presentation 101. And that's what you got. You got a 2-hour summary. It was a nice, tight 2-hour summary with a bunch of, like, tidbit of facts that were pulled from different things, like nothing that was evidence. But it was enough to make you want to read Wendy's book. That was she's bashing Tallahassee. And I can't talk about it anymore. I just, all I could say is, like, if I wouldn't say anything, I wish I would have, like, done instinct on a lot of things. That's all. A lot of different things. Because now outside of a miracle.
So you'll talk to Dan this morning. He'll be there this morning, and he has some things he wants to discuss with you. So whether he does it then or whether he does it when he's on his cell phone later, one way or the other, he'll know when he can discuss with you. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, no. I'm going to be strong. I'll be fine. Just kind of going crazy. So it's literally, I got a mirror door and 4 walls. It's like, and the lights don't turn off.
You have 5 months in solitary. Tolerate this one day here. You'll do okay. You'll get out of it.
Yeah, hopefully he'll get me out. Like, I told the nurses, I'm like, listen, I'm not suicidal. I said, I just went to trial, I lost, so they put me here. I said, but it's really not good for my mental health. I'm fine. If you put me in here, I'm not going to be fine for a while. Like, this is not fair. So I think they kind of like, they got that. So I'm waiting for the chief to come see me. So maybe when Dan gets here, he can also tell that, like, the guy's actually fine. He's actually putting him in a bad place.
Yeah.
So
you'll talk to Dan about that, and then you'll talk to him in his car going back. So that will be, you'll be able to discuss other things. But yeah, for right now, that's fine. You'll do that. Listen, we are obviously not going anywhere. So anytime today you just feel like picking up the phone, call me. We're not involved in anything but you. Okay?
It's good to hear your voice.
Make sure you guys eat something. Don't not eat.
We should have the same thing. What did you have for breakfast today?
I took 2 bites of an apple.
Yeah.
I'll be getting shit so much. The guys can give me my food back once I get in there. They're not going to keep it. They're normal about it. I was in such a good mood Sunday night, and so psyched, I kind of felt like the hard part of the trial was behind us. Like, Dan is going to fucking kick ass at his closing statement, and it's really going to be like yeah, but it wasn't made for TV. It was more factual. It was more like if it was a normal case, a normal person, in a normal courtroom, in a normal situation, would carry some weight. What he was up against was, he couldn't, she got the autopsy photo up, like, 2 or 3 different times for probably 4 or 5 minutes each time on the big screen in front of them to look at.
Dan did not want this tried in Tallahassee. None of us did, believe me. That effort was made.
That was like, what happened was horrible. And that, and then just everyone's sitting there looking at the photo. And,
They didn't listen.
Sweet Georgia Cappleman was just stirring it up. So it's like, she couldn't. I really thought that, put it this way, girl. Yeah.
Walking in Monday, everyone had a different thought. Not this. Not this. Absolutely not this.
I mean, I'm told that, like, the worst it's going to be is a hung jury. And I'm thinking, like, I went to Monday thinking, like, I hope I don't have a hung jury. Like,
when you're on a private line with Dan, ask him that question. He'll explain something to you, okay? When you're on your private line.
yeah. No, whenever I talk to him, in the attorney booth or on my phone, so it's not recorded.
Right, just not when he goes to the jail to visit you now, because that's not private.
No, it is. It's like you're in the attorney booth. Oh, yeah. They don't record talking to him.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So listen, I'm gonna hold out hope and keep my head up.
That's right.
And you guys.
We can't visit. That's what we found out. We still can't visit you at the jail. So.
Oh, I know that. I know that. Oh yeah, they don't have visitors here. They haven't had since COVID.
I know.
So it's gonna be after it gets moved. And then it's probably going to be, from what I've heard, the way they do it is they move you to one place, let the intake place, and then from there, they send you out from there. So it'll be in 5 weeks from now, I'll get sent probably to Camp Washington, and then from Washington, whatever prison that they assign you to is where you go from there. You see what I mean?
Yeah, it'll be a little while. Okay.
So I mean, honestly, I would plan on it being before November now. I'd probably get moved to somewhere else, the second week of December. And then I'd be there for a month to the second week of January.
Only Florida, right, Charlie? Only in Florida.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be in state prison. So I'm going to talk. I already spoke to him about it's like protective custody, but they actually have camps that are like, this guy was telling me, I told you about the guy who was in the jail cell across from me, right?
Yes.
That was the courthouse. This guy's been locked up since 2008, and he looks at me and he's like, you Adelson? Yep. And he's like, oh, I know all about your case. And I'm like, how do you know about my case? You've been locked up since 2008. He goes, oh, because we hear about stuff in prison still. So he told me, like, you got to be in protective management. It's like protective management. If they get a police officer, they get sentenced, they can't put them in the general population. But he said basically, it's actually kind of good. It's like, they don't keep them, at least the way he was describing it, is if you can get to a camp that's just all protective management, everybody there are people that have to be protected. So it's not like they have you in a cell by yourself, locked down 23 hours a day. And they're like, okay, you're protected. You're by yourself 23 hours a day. You have to come out an hour a day. Outside of that, you have to be in your cell. I think this is like a general population of all people that have to be protected. So it's like, I guess they put, people that have high profile, people that have police officers, people that they can't put in, they keep them all in the general population who are into themselves. Yeah. And it's actually pretty good to get into one of those.
Yeah. So, anything he can do, he's going to be doing. You know that. You know that.
Yeah, and listen, that is the one advantage of it being a high-profile thing, is that they don't want to have a problem with themselves either, just to make the facility look bad.
Yeah.
Because if you're high-profile, you're going to be. They know you're going to be targeted. There's no question at all. Like, it's, so if they take the precautions, then it should be fine. Listen, I'm just going to stay strong. I just feel, you have to understand, I know it's Monday morning quarterback, but it's like, I just feel like I should have followed my gut. So my gut tells me something, like, a lot of things would have been different, but many things, I'm just not talking about any one thing in particular.
No, I know that's
It's just like, I don't know, maybe the way I told you to that same day when Enzo died, like maybe my brain is wired, fucked up, where I realize things, I recognize things, I know what's going on, and I know it's the right thing, and then I let some fucking vet tell me that it's a spider bite. And I said, he yelled. You don't yell from a spider bite. You yell from a snake bite. Still treated it like a fucking spider bite. I didn't even take a blood test on him. I think I was so hung up on the date that it happened and the other things. I just was like, no, this is impossible. This is fucking impossible. Yeah, this is impossible. Like, I just kept telling myself, there's no way this just happened. And I didn't follow my gut. But honestly, if that would have been, if Enzo didn't die, it would have been he had your heart was. So, he would have fucking been somebody while I was in here and then caused a problem out there. It would have been that much harder on me. I just look at it now as like, you see signs and you know you're done, posting something, fucking obey.
Yeah.
Just unfathomable. Just in a high point on Sunday night, literally going through my stuff, giving everything away.
You knew when they came to get you to bring you in the courtroom so quickly. You knew.
When they came, I go, you guys are ready for me? I go, does the jury have a question or something? He goes, no, we have a verdict. I go, do you know what the verdict is? He goes, no, they don't tell us that. They just said they got a verdict. And I go, and they asked the Kaplan's closing. I go, so could the verdict be a hung jury? He goes, no, a verdict means that like as I was walking up there, I just remember him saying the words, and I said, oh, so the verdict could be like a hung jury to reach an impasse? He goes, no, verdict means a verdict. Either not guilty or guilty. I was like, oh, fuck. Like, after the closing she did, and how the people walked to the courtroom that morning and looked at me,
we were watching the whole time, and when we saw the time frame, I went, no, not in 3 hours. They eat for an hour, and then they went back there and just filled out their papers. That's all they did. No deliberation. Nothing.
Well, with Dan also, when Dan was telling them, okay, now look at this wire, this number wire, this number second into the wire, play this and listen to this. I saw people, nobody was writing anything down. I was like, okay, they're not even listening to what he's telling them to look at. Like, it's like, she's just telling them, like, go with your gut. After I make you sick on my 2-hour presentation and make it so simple for you, I'll either read to you what Wendi wrote in her book. Like, so, Dan went person by person, like, broke down each witness, like, like, what to focus on. Like, I mean, he really, like, it wasn't it was not going to happen.
It wasn't a summary. It was detail. It was information. It was exactly why there's reasonable doubt on numerous reasons.
And Kaplan made it seem like, reasonable doubt is not this crazy thing. It's not like, you don't have to know what happened. You don't have to be, it just means you think that person's guilty. Like, oh shit, like, That's like saying 51-49. Like, so I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Dolphins this week. Yeah, I really think the Chiefs are going to beat the Dolphins. Like, that's where I place my money. But like, did I know? Do I have proof? Yeah, no, just like the gut tells me the Chiefs are more likely the better team and more likely to beat the Dolphins. That's what I bet. But that's not like, 99%, or not 95%. I'm just pretty sure that that's going to happen. And I think that's kind of how they made the jury deliberations feel like when they were giving the instructions, like, beyond reasonable doubt, not this crazy high burden of proof. It just means that a reasonable person thinks that this is what happened. Like, no, that's not what, that's not really what reasonable doubt is. Reasonable doubt means, like, is there any other way something could have happened? Like, I think it was the way it was presented to them. I was like,
That's what Dan said. It isn't fair that the people who present the case end the case. They start, he's supposed to finish. He said it's not a fair system. They laughed no matter what he said, and he was great. He was beyond great. They hear her laugh.
Yeah, and any good points he made, she spent the next half hour drowning them out.
Yeah. Sweep that away. I know. We heard it.
So it's like, ladies and gentlemen, use your common sense. Like, this, I'm like, oh my God, like, it's not like, oh, my common sense tells me I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Dolphins. Okay. But that's not beyond a reasonable doubt the Chiefs are going to beat the Dolphins. It's the way it's phrased, the way it's worded, the way it's presented. Like, you think you're like, you're pretty sure, okay. Use your common sense. Chiefs are a better team than the Dolphins. Okay, we don't win that. They won the Super Bowl. Where are you going to put your money today, guys? Like, that's kind of how I felt like it was being laid out. Like, I've always heard people say, like, beyond a reasonable doubt means, like, pretty close to 100% sure. If you can't get 100, it's pretty damn close.
That's right.
But not the way it was described in that room. Like, it was just more like, we use your common sense, guys. Like, what do you think happened?
To list 10 perfect examples with evidence of reasonable doubt. He only needed to list one.
No, well, she just said, you heard Wendy's book. You even heard her on the stand. She even said, like, they take split 5-word phrases.
Yeah.
And it happens to the person. You heard her, she said this.
Are you having some water?
I just water, yeah. I got water that works in here. So, I just feel like that was so, and in a way, I just wish I went with my gut. That's all I can say. I don't see how that would have been. I know hindsight's 20/20, but
yeah, I know.
I wish I went with my gut with Enzo. I wish I went with my gut with a lot of other things. And it's just like, you get mad at nobody but yourself. That's the problem. At least you go with your gut, you make a mistake, you're like, you know what, I love my gut, this is where I got me. Like, my gut always led me to good places in life. When I don't listen to my gut, it's really when I get bad at this.
Yeah. I know that.
my gut, like, told me with Enzo that they can't do what I think. They get it serious. Hey, the medication changes. I got a lot of activity. They come on. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, that's just a little bit quicker with the IV. They're going to do the same thing for them. And, they charge me like $2,000 for sick. They want to keep them for a couple days. I'm thinking, I don't want to be waiting that long now. But I'll take care of them. I'll think about what I want to do, buddy. I'm kind of leaning towards, I haven't decided yet. I mean, Bree kind of hinted to me, that Roman wanting a dog.
That's what he was telling me about 2 weeks ago, that the mother was going to get it. She wants a big dog for him. He loves the big dog. So that's why I was thinking natural. It's a natural.
Well, I can tell you this. These are my two thoughts.
Yeah.
One thought is, Janice has spent the last year and a half taking care of him. He's familiar with Janice. I mean, he's been with Janice since right, since he was 8 months old. She also had her little puppy dog, so it's like the two of them get along. And like, she's got obviously grown fond with him. She's been with him for 2.5 years.
Sure.
She may have maybe a better fit. My only concern with Roman is that it's an apartment, which is not the biggest thing in the world, but he's used to nice long walks. Bree can't take Roman and Buddy on a nice long walk. And then, Bree's working from 8 in the morning until 5 at night. And then she's going to come home and she has to take care of Roman and the dog. Like, it's a big dog. The dog needs exercise. So my other thought was seeing if Bree wants him. My other thought was seeing if the only reason I don't want to see if Tim wants him, because who knows, Tim and Bree want to break up next week. But if they're good,
I missed that. If who wants him?
Bree's mom's boyfriend has a great game.
Right.
So, which was also like, Bree's mom is going to break up her mom for that.
I know, and the other thing is that, just what you said, I mean, Janice has taken, I have to tell you, she's taken very good care of the dog, and she is attached to him. If she will have room wherever she's going, that's fine.
Right.
She doesn't, she doesn't.
Well, that's the thing. Like, will she have room? Will she want him? I have a feeling she's going to want him.
But she is or isn't?
I think she will, to be honest with you.
Yeah. She's got to fit him into an apartment with another dog. And that's but maybe she'll rent a house. Who knows what she'll do? Yeah.
Who knows what she'll do? I don't know what she'll do.
Yeah, but it's certainly, I mean, I agree that that's the first person to ask because of her relationship with him and the fact that she has taken very good care of him.
I think that's the person. I mean, honestly, it's kind of kills me that, but me, Roman asked me about money, so I get on the phone with him sometimes. I don't say, me and you for water balloons with Buddy when I see you. I don't know if it's...
I don't know if it's good mentally for him to have him, honestly, and he's a very big dog for Bree and Roman to manage. She's in an apartment, and it's a lot.
It's going to problem. I mean, it's going to be like the one thing that still reminds of me every day. Then when the dog dies, it's going to be like my worst thing to fucking love it.
No, I don't think it's mentally good. To be honest, as much as the idea is there, I don't think it's mentally good for Roman. It really isn't. It really isn't positive for him.
He talks about bubbles and ask Bree about bubbles, he asks me about bubbles, but then it's going to be like, here's bubbles for his dad. He's just dad with bubbles. Yeah. That's what we did when he came over. He'd spray bubbles with a hose. He'd throw water balloons with bubbles.
Right, that's why it's not good, Charlie. It's really not good.
It's basically, it's going to fuck him up. He's going to have a dog without his dad.
It's not good. I would ask Shannon. You ask her when you. If not, we will be sure that there's a good home with land. Who will take good care of him. We wouldn't just, you know us. We wouldn't do anything like that.
It's not like she's moving out next week. We'll figure out what we're doing with the house and everything.
Right.
So it's not like you got a little bit of time to figure stuff out. It's happening tomorrow.
That's right.
But part of me thought like, maybe it would be good if he had something to recover me by. But I think it would be bad.
It would be bad. It would hurt him. In the end, it would hurt him, and you don't want to do that.
It'll be like the one thing that was, like when he died, it'll be like the one thing that was with me and him, and then it's gone.
Yep.
Lose your dog part now, but I think tied in with me, it's going to be like, it doesn't what to go back and forth. It was so clear, you want to figure it yourself. It doesn't feel real, but it's real. Like, I just feel like I got told to fill the goods. It's like, I went through gut instinct. Like, look at how far I got in life by following my gut.
Mm-hmm.
Like from school to business to friends to like, everything was like, was building. Everything was good. Everything was like getting ahead. Like, I was so much further ahead than everybody else. Like, I look at all my friends now who are light years ahead of me before I came in here. But like, back in like, when I was 35 and they were 35, I was the one paying for stuff because like, I was so much more successful than they were. Giving them advice. Jesus Christ. Like.
Yeah, I know.
What the fuck? Yesterday I was giving Jerry advice and he should go back and he was questioning whether they should do dirt or not. But no, going on and telling them that the biggest mistake of your life and people go for it. Yeah, I should have been his residency and then I was light years ahead of him. Light years. I've been out practicing for like 12. I was out practicing for 7 years when he was like opening his office. So it was like, think about how much further I was ahead after doing what I did for 7 years, and here he is just taking out loans of his office and starting from scratch. Building that place out. Now it's like,
listen to me, honey. Try to take some deep breaths. Try to get yourself calmed down. I know that's an unpleasant situation you're in. And let's get your time with Dan, and then hopefully they'll come and get you the hell out of there. But just call us and let us know what's going on and where you are.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I don't need to keep repeating myself.
No, you're not repeating yourself. You're not repeating yourself.
No, I am. I've heard myself say it 4 times.
That was bad. This is now. Okay. You tell me anything you want.
I know. I should have. I'm not just talking about any one thing that they do.
Oh, I know.
All my good things make my own decisions. At least I can look back and say, you know what, that was my decision. Good, bad, or different, it's not getting rid of myself. Recognize something for what it is, and then make a decision, and then let somebody talk me out of it. It's when I'm looking at myself, getting talked out of things, but it's just very, This is a place where you can do a lot of thinking.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
I have a very active mind. I don't have one of these minds that I'm like a German Shepherd. I'm got to be busy doing the job, doing something. I can't just sit idle. Yeah, it was my ADD where I always have to be on the move, doing something active and
always thinking.
Going someplace, always thinking, and this is the opposite of that environment. Yeah, no, it wasn't a real trial. I mean, it really was not I mean, I've been to other trials before, but I can't imagine it being like this.
No.
It was
everything that could have been done right for you was, and it was like these people waiting for the hanging outside. They just made up their mind. They did what they did. They wanted to know what they were doing. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. That's just my opinion.
No, the people that you got on that jury, we had to wait our exit. I mean, when I wrote down the people that we needed to kill, the people who made it to the way it is 152 people that they questioned. We had 5 questions each, 152 people. When those people, after 2 days, we got to 150 people, we only had 60 people out of that 152 people. So then out of the 60 people, 21 come up and they take seats. Then we start questioning the 21. And then, people at the 21 are trying to get thrown off the jury. The guy who plays the New York Yankees has no interest in associating himself with this case. The guy who was a restaurant manager and had, managed a chain of local restaurants, no interest in associating himself. So these guys are, taking themselves off of the jury, right? Then you see who you have left, and then you ask them a bunch of questions, and then you got to get rid of people that you just know they're going to be horrible for you, absolutely horrible. You know, the woman whose husband's a sheriff's officer, and she goes to church, and all her friends in church are law enforcement, and she's close with a lot of law enforcement. How could she ever go to church on Sunday if she voted for me? So we had to use an X on her. You know, it was people, a guy was a detective for 24 years with Miami-Dade, and he was a fire arson specialist, and he was telling us about his photographic memory. He knows about the case, but he could be fair. He had to come off. So, when I wrote down all the people who were okay, these are the ones we got to get rid of, I looked at the jury experts, and honestly, 8 out of 10, I think, of the ones that I had X's on, they had the X's on the same people. Yeah. I mean, these are guys who do it for a living. It's I don't, but my vibe was no. And then even with the other 2 or whatever that we debated on, it was a toss-up. They weren't but it was just, one lady when Dan was speaking, was in the first day, she was falling asleep with her face in her hand. Fall asleep. I'm literally, some 65-year-old black lady just looks at her, closed her eyes and put her face in her hand. I'm he's questioning a witness, so you can have information and you're fucking falling asleep. There's really the time it comes down to the summary, the presentation. You sit everybody down and have them watch it any kind of session. That's what this other guy said. Now these people bash you down at it. And they say the prosecutor said the closing not to be issued evidence in the case. We of these people walk out with their ears?
Yeah.
Like, so why are they talking? You're saying stuff that's not evidence. But then you're going to go back and deliberate on it.
No, they didn't do anything. They didn't look at one of them.
No, I'm telling you, when Dan was telling them the places to go look, like at what time and what recording to go listen to for yourself, they weren't even writing the notes down. They had no interest. Like,
because they made a decision without listening. They made a decision.
She's like, well, if you feel like this is, and I'm telling you, like, I just wish I went with my gut instinct on a lot of things. That's all. Not one thing in particular. Lots of different things. I wish I went on with my gut. Then at least I know it's in my hand, you know? I want it in my hand.
That's right. I know.
Not like, oh, I have faith.
But just remember what I said to you. There's a lot of things that you need to talk to him about. Just remember what I said to you about some things that went on that he needs to tell you, okay? So please remember that's important, okay? You'll talk to him, and then whenever he gets there, it's, 10 minutes to 10, so whenever he gets there, you'll talk to him. He knows about getting your property, and then when he speaks to you, you'll ask him that question. What'd you tell my mom? She couldn't tell me. Okay?
Yeah, I'll ask you. By the way, what are the chances that when the FBI arrested me, I didn't have a shirt on, so they went in my closet to go grab something. They grabbed the orange sweatshirt that says unemployed.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That's the sweatshirt that I got from the Broward Jail. You remember the one I bought in South Korea? That was in Wisconsin.
I do. It's funny. Yeah.
It says unemployed across the front. And it was funny but not funny. I was joking around with Chad once. And I said, Chad, watch this. With my luck, I'm going to get arrested in this sweatshirt. If I ever get arrested, I'm going to be wearing this sweatshirt. I said that to him. I'm like, because, it's the most ridiculous. I don't have any clothes that have writing on it, actually. But it's like the most ridiculous thing. Like, you know how like John Belushi has a shirt and sweatshirt that says college?
Yeah.
So this was like a take on it. All us is unemployed across the front. So I was like, man, watch if I ever get arrested, I'm going to be wearing this sweatshirt. I actually wasn't wearing it. They picked it out for me.
Really?
Yeah, no, I didn't walk out with it. They went in my closet to go get it. I was otherwise just going to be walking into Broward County Jail in a pair of shorts. So they put up and I don't even think they read it. I think they just looked in my closet and saw an orange sweatshirt, pulled it off the hanger, and kind of walked outside with it. Here you go. So they got me a pair of flip-flops because I was barefoot. I thought for sure I had a burglar that night. Morning.
Yeah, because you heard the barking.
Well, it's not just the barking. I heard the dog barking. I heard the glass breaking. Yeah. And then, because I have 10 windows at my house, it's like the original windows from 57 on my bedroom. I didn't put hurricane windows there. So what do you call it? I heard it sounded like someone was jumping my fence. And I'm like, you hear the glass breaking, the dog barking, and somebody outside the bedroom window, I thought I heard voices, and I definitely heard rustling and someone on a fence, jumping in the middle of one of the fence, and I'm like, holy shit, I got a burglar. Definitely a burglar. they were bashing like security cameras. That's what they do when they do a raid.
Yeah. Quick raid.
Yeah. But they didn't have, usually I've been told since that what they'll do is they'll put like a blue light that's, not with any sound, but like a circular blue light that's flashing outside. So if the homeowner looks outside, they know, okay, it's police. Because otherwise, you can easily mistake that person for a burglar. It's dark. They're coming on your property, and technically, when someone in Florida, when someone comes past the fence line, it's considered a burglary. Like if they come on your property, it's trespassing. But if someone comes over your fence, they're now burglars. They're now considered a burglary of the property, and you can actually stand your ground state. Like if someone's burglarizing your property and you're in fear for your life, you can shoot them. This wasn't a burglary. This were semi-automatic rifles and SWAT team members. It was so stupid. They could have just, if they would just knocked on my door, I would have come right out.
Let's do it that way.
No, I mean, I could have easily been shot. I could have easily thought I was catching a burglar. Meanwhile, they thought I was coming at them. Just misunderstanding, It easily happened. And how many of these guys, they think they have a burglar in their backyard, they just come out, armed and ready?
That's right.
Yeah, probably most of them. Yeah, you got to identify yourself.
Of course. I know.
But this is a special case. Anyway, so Dan will get that stuff. Hopefully, put it someplace so hopefully one day I get to wear it again.
That's right. Yeah. Sure, get it to us and we'll keep it for you. Don't worry about that. Let's just take care of you for right now. And move on what has to be done this month. That's important.
Yeah, I'll make a list of different things. And like I said, I think probably the best thing with Buddy is to let him be the chance.
Yeah, no, I agree. That would
be my number one.
I think that's
I think it's good for Roller to talk to me on the phone. I think I don't think Bree realizes how much exercise. Like, he needs to go on a real walk. Chance takes him on a 15-minute walk every morning. Probably 3 15-minute walks a day. Bree can't do that with holding Roman by the hand, so he doesn't run anywhere. Small dog and he pulls hard enough that she didn't have to let it go once or a couple of times because he can pull her over otherwise. He's a lot bigger, stronger than Bree.
Yeah. No, it's not a good idea. I mean, the original thought was there, but it's mentally it's not a good, so I wouldn't do that.
No, I think it would be torture for him. It would be like that's the one thing that we always did together, and it's just literally going to remind him of instantly. It'll bring instant memories back.
It'd be better with Janet, and if it's not her, trust me, we will figure something out. Okay?
Yeah, I can also talk to Mike and see what he's thinking. I got a couple ideas who may be able to look after them.
Okay.
But if it was Enzo, it would be a different story. So
I know. Oh, I know.
I mean, Enzo was my boy. I love that dog more than anything.
I know you do.
So I was just thinking I'd be getting out and I'd be like working and getting like a good head plan, moving forward and let me let you go. I'll call you guys later, okay?
Sounds good, Charlie. I love you.
Be good.
Bye.
Bye.